What's up, Wayne Barron here with DarkFX.net, and we are inside of Delphi, which is now named Embarcado. I don't even know how to pronounce the daggone name. But anyway, we're inside of Delphi, and what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be creating some dynamic attributes for our controls. So let's go ahead and create a new project, and we're going to choose a VCL form application and choose OK. Okay, this right here is our form, and if we click on our form, this is our code view. But how in the heck do we get back to our form? That's our welcome page. That's our unit. That is the unit information inside the form. But there's no way to get back to the project. How do you get back to our main form? Well, how you do that is that you use your keyboard. At least this is one way to do it. You hit F12. F12 will get you back to the form so that you can visually see your form. Now you can use this right here to maximize and minimize your form however you want the height and width to be. Now in Delphi 6 is what I'm used to using. And so this is actually the first time that I've dove into the newer versions of Delphi. And in Delphi 6, you can move this form all over the place, and you can actually move it to the side and actually work inside the code editor. And in this case, you have to toggle between your F12 key in order to jump between the form. And what we're going to do here is that we're just going to play around with some of the dynamic attributes within Delphi. So the first thing we want to do here is like our form. We double click and we go on to the form create. And to create a note inside of your Delphi, you do 2 forward slashes. This is our form properties. Okay, and inside of our form properties, what we want to do is that we want to, like our form caption, whenever the form runs, it's going to run like so, and then it's going to have our caption right here. Okay, what we want to do is that we want to actually name our caption something else besides that, but we don't want to change it over here. What we want to do is that we want to change it here. So we're going to name this Dark Effects, and what you do is you put it inside a single quotes, and then you put in your information in the middle, then you end it with a semicolon, and so and then you run your project. And whenever you run your project, as you can see, it's got the title or the caption of your project is right here. And so that is how you add in the caption for your project. And you don't always have to work in this area. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. And then you can actually change the form's height to, let's say, it's currently set at, let's go down here, at 555, and its width is set at 917. Let's say that we want the height to be at 600, and we want the form width to be at, let's say, 600 as well. We want to make a square, and so whenever we run it, this is our square. Okay, this is 600 width and 600 height. Okay, now what we want to do is that we want to go in here and let's add some color to it. We want to, right now it's set at CL button face. These are your options. You got all these different colors right here. Let's say that you want your form to be black. So what you do is that you do form1 dot color equals CL black. Okay, every one of your colors has to start out with CL black, and it has to be one of these colors here. Unless there's a different way to create a customized color, this is the only way that I know how to do it. And so you got all these different options to choose from. And basically what these are is these are Windows saved colors. You don't want something that somebody's going to run that is going to be too harsh on the eyes. And it's also going to be very pixelated within the Windows environment itself. So all of these colors right here are standard within any of your programs. If you use C Sharp, C++, you use Visual Basic, all of them have near about the same color attributes as we have available here within Delphi. And so what we do now is that we run the program, and then as you can see, our form is now black. So let's say that we want to let's say I get out a minute. If we add in some text, let's just let's go back, and then let's go over here, and as you can see, our form is still the same color as it was before. All of our attributes are kept within our form create, so that we can continue to work inside of our form without having it discolored, as to say. This way we can still have it as a default color and still working it the way we want, and the form continues to stay as form 1. And so what we can do now is that we can come over here to our standard, and let's say that we want to add in a label. So this right here is our label, and it's label 1. Okay, let's go ahead and bring our label, and so our label is going to be sitting right up here. Okay, and so if we go inside, we click right there, and then we go back inside of our form, and as you can see, we still have the properties up. Now we can choose between the form 1 and our label or any other component that we have on our form and jump within its properties to work with it. And so what we're going to do here is that we're going to actually play around with some of our label properties. And so our label 1 excuse me, and what we want to do is that we want to, let's go ahead and align our label, and whenever you align it, you got your options are all none, all bottom, client, custom, left, none, right, and top. Everything's got to start out with AL. So let's say that we want to align it all right. So what we do is that we do : equals all right, and then we run it, and whenever we run it, we can't see our label. Why can't we see our label? The reason why we can't see our label is that the text font color defaults at black. And so everything that we run now, we won't be able to see it because our form color is black. So what we do is that we go back inside of our form 1.color, font dot color, and that we set our color. If we go down here to font, hit the plus, these are our colors. Remember, everything has to be within these attributes. And so what we're going to choose is that we are going to have it at, let's do CL Aqua. That's A, what the heck did it go? AQUA. So we go CLAQUA, and then we run this one. And whenever we run it, there is our label. We can now view our label because our label within our form create is now set at a different color besides the default color of CL black. And so now if we go in, let's let's go in here and let's do a label 1 font dot size and colon equal, and let's do let me see, we got font height and size. Our size is right here. So what we want to do is we want to set it, hit my num key here. Okay, we want to set it at 12, and then let's come down here and set label 1 dot caption. The caption is what the label is going to display. This is my first project. Okay, and just like we did up here in the caption for the form, we have to have it inside of a single quote, and everything ends with a semicolon. So just keep that in mind. Everything ends with a semicolon. Okay, so now when we run the project, this is our first project. However, it just doesn't look right sitting right here. What if we was to put it in the center? So what we do is that we come over here and then we add AL center. And then as you see, it's giving us an error there. And our error basically says that it could not compile the unit. And so what we do is that we go to our label and to our align, and we find out where our center is. We got bottom, client, custom, left, right, and top. So let's change this to top. And then we run it, and then it's got it at top, but it's sitting right here. So in order for us to move it to the center, we are at 600 for our width, and so that means that we want to move left. So we come over here and we look at our left. Right now we're sitting at 8. So what we need to do now is let's go label 1 left, left colon equals, and we want to put this at, let's do 200, and let's see what happens. Okay, it's still putting it at the same place. So that means that the left is not going to work. So let's see here. Okay, in order to do what we was trying to do, we have to get rid of the align top. And so we remove the align top and then we run the left. And when we run the left, it automatically aligns it basically almost where we want it at. Since we've got a 600 width here, we're going right here. So this is 200. And so we want to put it about right up in here, right on the eye. So that'll be about 250. So let's change that to a 5 and then run it. And so that puts our T almost in the center. Let's go ahead and change that back to 0, and then that right there will be close enough to the center. Okay, so that is how we set our label attributes. And then so we got our form and we've got our label. But what if we want to be able to change our caption from, let's just say, maybe a button click? So let's come back over here and let's come over and add in a button. And with the button here, what we want to do is that we want to click on the button, and then we want to go button 1 dot click, and let's just say let's go form 1 dot caption colon equals button 1 dot click, button 1 dot caption. And then what this is going to do is this is going to rename our form to whatever the caption is on the button. So whenever we run it, our form name becomes button 1. And so let's say that we name our button to button 1 dot caption, and we want it to be Dark Effects Production. So we come over here and then we we need to change our button 1 dot width, and right now our width for our button is 81, so we want to put it at about 100, and let's do it to about 150. That's probably going to be a little bit too wide. No, should be fine. And then you click here. Now we got Dark Effects Production. And so, I mean, you can basically take any component within Delphi and you can build it up within the form create. And so whatever you want to do, however you want to do your project, if you want to keep your code and so forth looking a lot neater, then building everything within the form create is the best way to go. And also, if you want to keep your form layout itself right here to where it's more legible and readable, this is the best way to do it. So anyway, this is Wayne Barron with DarkFix.net. This is well, the continuing of our Delphi lessons, because I started it with Delphi 6, and now what I'm going to do is I want to try to get into the more deep depth detailed information with the newer system. And so, but anyway, y'all have a good one, and look forward to doing some more. Y'all take care. Bye bye.